All right, picture this. It's February 13th, 2017. Small town, Delphi, Indiana. Real quiet, real normal. Two best friends, Abigail Abby Williams and Libby German, both middle schoolers, decide to go on a little adventure. School's out because of an unused snow day, and they figure, why waste it? So they get dropped off at Monon High Bridge, this old, abandoned railway bridge in the woods. It's one of those spots that looks straight out of a horror movie. Huge, rusty, sketchy as hell, and suspended way too high over Deer Creek. But it's also a popular hiking area, and the girls, they've been here before. No big deal. Now, here's where it starts getting weird. At 2:07 p.m., Libby takes a Snapchat photo of Abby walking along the bridge. Just a casual post, right? Except that's the last time anyone sees them alive. Time passes. The girls' families expect them back by late afternoon, but nothing. Calls go straight to voicemail. Panic sets in. By 5:30 p.m., they report them missing. At first, police don't think much of it. It's a small town. Maybe they got lost, maybe they just lost track of time. But the families, they know something's wrong. That night, a massive search kicks off. Over 100 volunteers, cops and firefighters comb through the woods, calling out their names, searching by flashlight. But no sign of them. Then comes February 14, Valentine's Day. Around noon, searchers make a grim discovery. 2 bodies just a half-mile from the bridge near Deer Creek. And just like that, the little town of Delphi is forever changed. Now here's where the case takes a turn into absolute nightmare fuel. Police don't release how the girls died, no cause of death, no details, just that it's a homicide. And then, just days later, they drop a bombshell. Libby recorded her own killer. Turns out, at some point during their hike, the girls noticed something was off. Libby, being smart as hell, whips out her phone and starts recording. And what she captures? A man in a blue jacket walking toward them on the bridge. Then his voice, "Guys, down the hill." That's it. That's all police release. A 3-second audio clip. But that voice, that command, sends chills down everyone's spine. Investigators say there's more to the video, but they're keeping it locked down. All we know is that whatever happens next is too horrifying to share. For years, the case goes cold. They have the guy's image, they have his voice, but still nothing. Thousands of tips, countless theories, but no arrest. Just a growing legend of Bridge Guy. This faceless monster who stalked 2 innocent girls in broad daylight, got caught on camera, and still vanished into thin air. And then, after 5 agonizing years, a shocking breakthrough. October 2022. Indiana State Police suddenly announce an arrest. Richard Allen, 50 years old, Delphi resident. And here's the craziest part. He's been hiding in plain sight this whole time. Allen worked at the local CVS, sold photos and medicine to the very families who were mourning Abby and Libby. Hell, he even helped print the missing person flyers, knowing damn well he was the reason they were missing. So how'd they catch him? What finally cracked the case? And what exactly happened that day on the bridge? Real quick, if you like this story so far, go ahead and like, comment, and hit that subscribe button. It helps more than you know, and trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next on Talescape. All right, back to it. So October 2022, out of nowhere, police drop the bomb. Richard Allen, 50 years old from Delphi, is arrested for the murders of Abby and Libby. Now, if you're thinking, wait, a guy from the same tiny town, how did he just blend in for 5 years? Yeah, exactly. Turns out, Allen wasn't just hiding in plain sight. He was practically daring people to catch him. Let's talk about this guy. Richard Allen lived just a few minutes from the crime scene, worked at CVS as a pharmacy tech. You know, the guy ringing up customers, developing photos, making small talk. The same CVS where Abby and Libby's families would go, the same place where people picked up missing persons flyers that Allen himself offered to print for free. That's right. This man, accused of doing the unthinkable, was out here handing out posters of his own crime. But for 5 years, no one suspected a thing. So how did the police finally nail him? Turns out, it all comes down to a single bullet. When the crime scene was processed back in 2017, investigators found an unspent .40 caliber bullet near the girls' bodies. No gun, just the bullet. They kept it as evidence, but without a weapon to match it to, it was just another clue in a massive pile of unsolved questions. Fast forward to 2022. Detectives go back through every lead, every tip, every piece of evidence, and then they decide to test that bullet again. They pull Richard Allen's gun. He owns a Sig Sauer P226, a .40 caliber, just like the bullet at the crime scene. They test it, and boom, match. Now, if you're not a gun person, here's why this is huge. Even though the bullet wasn't fired, when you load and unload a round, the gun leaves specific markings, like a fingerprint. And the one from the crime scene? It came from Richard Allen's gun. Now, here's where it gets even more disturbing. When police confront Allen, he admits he was at the Monon High Bridge that day. Says he went out there to watch the fish. Yeah, the fish. But then his story gets even shakier. He says, I don't know those girls, I never hurt anyone, but can't explain why his bullet is at the crime scene. And here's the thing. If you've got nothing to hide, why wait 5 years to say, oh yeah, I was there that day? By October 28, 2022, Richard Allen is officially charged with 2 counts of murder. The entire town, hell, the entire country is shocked. But there's still one massive question. What actually happened to Abby and Libby that day? For years, police never released details. But after Allen's arrest, documents start leaking, and what they reveal? Pure horror. Witnesses say they saw a creepy man in a blue jacket at the bridge that day, matching the guy in Libby's video. Even worse, investigators believe Abby and Libby were posed after the crime. That's right, whoever did this staged their bodies before leaving the scene. And the most bone-chilling part? A souvenir was taken. Yeah, something from the crime scene was missing. Police never say what. Could be clothing, jewelry, a personal item. But whatever it is, the killer took it with them. At this point, the case seems airtight. They've got the video, the gun, the confession that he was at the scene. But then, things take a bizarre turn. Because in November 2023, Richard Allen does something nobody expected. He claims he's being framed. So, November 2023, a full year after his arrest, Richard Allen suddenly flips the script. His lawyers file a wild claim. Allen says he's being set up. He didn't do it. The real killers? According to him, a group of Odinists. Yeah, you heard that right. If you don't know, Odinism is this old Norse-based belief system. Most followers are harmless, but some neo-pagan extremist groups have twisted it into something else entirely, ritualistic and violent. And Allen's defense? They claim the Delphi murders weren't random. They were some kind of ritual killing. Now, normally, this would sound like a desperate last-minute excuse, but here's where it gets insane. Allen's lawyers release photos from the crime scene. These leaked images show sticks and branches arranged into strange symbols near the girls' bodies, symbols associated with Odinist practices. And suddenly, people start asking questions, because remember, the crime scene was staged, a souvenir was taken, and now these weird symbols? If this was just a random attack, why does it look like some kind of ritualistic setup? Allen's lawyers double down, saying police ignored these symbols early on. They claim several known Odinists were investigated in 2017 but cleared too quickly. Then, another twist. Allen starts making bizarre jailhouse confessions. His mental state spirals in prison. He loses tons of weight, starts speaking in gibberish, and at one point, he even claims he's being tortured by guards. And the worst part? Some of his confessions don't even make sense. He admits to killing the girls, then says he has no memory of it. He blames Odinists, then says, maybe I was possessed. So now, prosecutors have a big problem. On one hand, the evidence against Allen is massive. The bullet, the video, his admission that he was there. But on the other, his defense just threw a massive wrench into the case, raising doubts about how police handled the investigation. And that doubt is exactly what his lawyers want, because if they can make just one juror question the official story, Allen walks free. Then, in December 2024, the trial finally begins. The prosecution presents everything: Libby's video, the bullet match, the timeline. They argue Allen was the man on the bridge, that he was a lone predator who hunted the girls. But the defense? They hammer home the Odinist theory, questioning why police dismissed those leads, why they never mentioned the ritualistic symbols, why so many details were kept hidden for years. The jury deliberates for days, and then, December 20th, 2024, the verdict drops. Guilty. Richard Allen is convicted on 2 counts of murder. The judge throws the book at him, 130 years in prison. And just like that, The monster who blended into Delphi for 5 years, who handed out missing person flyers, who lived among his victims' families, is locked away for life. But the case still leaves questions. Did Alan really act alone? Were the Odinist symbols just a coincidence? Or something police ignored? And most disturbingly, what exactly did the killer take as a souvenir? Even with the case closed, Delphi may never have all the answers. That's the story. Now I want to hear what you think. Drop a comment below, let's talk about it. And if you like this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a story. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.